who are present currently for the second day of the Understanding Life at 360 degree program.
May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. Be blessed by the divine. Pronouns to every one of you. First of all, thank you for all the feedback you people have shared it, and also many have answered the homework questions. So I really appreciate all those who took pain to reply to us with the questions, doubts, or homework answers. I will just spend few minutes, 5 minutes to recap what we learned on the last class, day before yesterday. The first point, what we understood, we are, our human beings, are the best creature among all the creature in this world because we have achieved tremendous growth in every field like transportation, communication, medical science, everywhere we achieved. But if we ask a question, are we enjoying happiness all the time? We have to answer, we are struggling to enjoy happiness. This means something we have been doing wrongly so far so that we are not able to enjoy happiness all the time. All our sages, ancestors, scholars from both spiritual community as well as scientific community were doing a lot of research on these questions, why humanity is suffering. Our Guru, Sri Vedatri, has identified three fundamental causes for all the problems in every individual or society or nation or worldwide. Those three problems are, number one, we have not understood about ourselves thoroughly. Men or women has not understood about himself or himself thoroughly. This is problem number one. The second root cause is we have not understood about the society where we live thoroughly. That's a second problem. We don't have full knowledge about the society. The third is we do not understand the nature, the supreme power or the Almighty, that also thoroughly. And if anyone can have the complete knowledge about all these three, he can really live a happy, blissful life. Now, whether that statement is right or wrong, we have not understood about ourselves rightly. So we went through a little bit of introspection or self-analysis or stock taking, how much we know about ourselves. We have three components: physical body. We know a lot, but we don't put into practice most of the time. So we get into diseases. Two, mind. We know little bit. Yes, it is not in my control. And I don't know where is mind. I don't know what is mind. I don't know why mind is behaving like this. So I know something, but I don't know in depth. And the third one is the energy or life force or life energy or prana shakti or soul or the spirit within me. We have very, very little idea about that. Now, so that is why great scholars said, tie yourself, know yourself. If I know about myself, not only I can get rid of my problems, I can also live blissfully. If I don't know, now then the next lesson, we also learned what is the purpose of our birth. Before we went into that, we did a small experiment about mind also. We didn't know what is mind, and the great scholar Vivekananda said, you can achieve anything and everything. So how, what way, using what I can achieve anything and everything? Number one is, we did a small experiment using our hand and we realized the magnetic energy within us. We are able to feel our energy within 1 minute of that experiment. That means we all are able to focus or bring that magnetic energy into our palms in 60 seconds. We do have biomagnetic energy throughout body. Magnetism, the nature or the natural or inherent characteristics of magnetism is attraction. So the law of attraction, that means anything you can achieve if you attract. And our Guru also had said, fraction demands, totality supplies. So we have understood about the energy we have within us. Okay, forget about the philosophy. What the psychologists or scientific people are telling about our life to be successful. They said 50 years before, IQ is very important. Intelligence quotient. How intelligent, how much intelligence I have with respect to the capacity or ability of my brain, like concentration, memory, analytical thinking, etc., etc. Then 30 years back, they said, no, IQ is not that important. EQ is very important, which is emotional quotient. Emotional quotient is the ability to manage my emotions and others' emotions. Now then 10 years before, they said not EQ, actually SQ is the ultimate intelligence that decides your success. SQ is spiritual quotient. That means the energy, the spirit within me, if I have knowledge about it, then I am successful. There should be some meaning and purpose for whatever I do. If I can have that purpose within me, whatever, even if I drink a glass of coffee, then the SQ is high. So these three intelligence, these three factors are nothing but IQ is something related to our brain, EQ is related to our mind, SQ is related to our energy or spirit or life force within us. And what is the solution to improve all that? Yoga provides all that. What is that all that? Yoga means yuj. Yuj means harmony. Harmony means any practice which achieves harmony among body, mind, and soul is yoga. Yoga also provides harmony between myself and the society, between myself and the nature. So yoga is a holistic approach for our life, not only our life problems, even to live blissfully. Then we went into the basic fundamental lesson. If I have a phone, I should know what is the purpose of my phone. If I don't know the purpose of phone, I may misuse the phone. Similarly, I am living for 100 years in this earth. What is my purpose? What for I am living? So we went through that topics, and what we finally understood about that is every one of us wants to live happily, and every decision is based on happiness. Even whether I should attend a phone call or not, that depends on, oh, if I attend the call, I will be happy or not happy. If I will not be happy, I will not take the call. I will tell that I was sleeping or my phone was in silent, whatever reasons we may give it later. But every decision of ours is aimed towards getting happiness all the time. So the fundamental purpose of my life is to be happy. But happiness derived from any temporary object is also temporary. So if I am happy with a 1 crore house, I spent 1 crore. Wow, this was my dream for the last 15 years. Now I have built my own home. After going there in 3 months, that will become normal, and you are not going to have the same happiness after construction of your new home. So any happiness you derive from temporary objects will be temporary. Then what is the real purpose of our birth? The ultimate objective of our birth is divine realization or self-realization. This is what our great scholars had said: perfection, mukti, moksha, liberation, enlightenment of consciousness, all refers to the same thing. That is nothing but realizing the presence of divinity in me, with everyone, everywhere. If I can achieve that, that is my purpose, because divine state is permanent. It is not like our prime minister holds the position for 5 years. After that, he is not sure. But God is there, permanent. He is eternal. And if I can become one with that divine state, bliss, everlasting happiness, ecstasy, that is our ultimate purpose of our birth. Now, how to achieve that purpose of birth? I had said yesterday, day before yesterday, we have to rise our consciousness from faith to understanding, from understanding to the perfection. Perfection is divine realization or completeness. That means my fractional consciousness, whatever consciousness I have, whatever intellect I am using it now, it is not total, it is not complete. And I have to rise that level of my intellect or consciousness to the full or total consciousness or cosmic consciousness. That is my ultimate objective of my birth. Right. Now we have given 2 homework questions. So I just want to get the answer from any volunteer who can raise the hand. And the first question is, if our purpose is divine realization, then what is the purpose? What was the purpose for Mahatma Gandhi or Bill Gates or Maharishi for world peace? Then what is my true purpose? That was our first question. So let's take answer from a couple of members, and then we will go to the next part.
D. Muttayan.
Good evening, sir. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க
As you
வளம்.
said, Mahatma Gandhi, such eminent leaders, they have realized that divinity is there in every life. So, by doing service to the humans, they achieved the ultimate of feeling the divine. Sir. That is my opinion.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. Great, great, great. Next. Sure.
Ravi Senji.
ஹலோ,
Yes, sir.
வணக்கம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். நான் ரவி செஞ்சி சென்னையில இருந்து பேசுறேன்.
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Purpose of life is to live life as life, not in yesterday or tomorrow, but in today, this moment. Enjoying every breath we take, enjoying the journey with utmost happiness. Once we stay in the present with utmost happiness, we are already him, her, or none. We express Vivoham. Thank you.
Thank you. I think you have shared in the group as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. One more.
Karuna.
Yes, I think the examples that you have chosen is the purpose of life is, as you said, harmony within themselves. So these guys, Gandhi and Maharishi, found harmony within themselves, and they served the society, and they were in harmony with the nature as well. So they were talking about world peace. So it is harmony among ourselves and then service to others.
Excellent. Excellent. I think we will go to we will just go to the answer. How to achieve the divine realization? That was my second question. Is there anyone who can answer for it?
Yeah, there's one hand, so I'll unmute D. Muttayan.
Yes, sir. Good evening. By raising our sixth sense,
Excellent.
I think we will be able to achieve the goal of our
Yeah, right. That was already said in the last class itself. Excellent. Excellent. Great. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, let's quickly review that. Now, I think many of you have said it. First of all, our purpose is divine realization. That divine realization means, so as someone said, unless you are not in present, you can't do that as well. You become one with the divinity. That's all. What is that meaning of divine realization? You know, we have ACs, TVs, mixies, grinder, phone, mobile, laptop, computer. There are different machines we see at home, but everything is operated by one single energy called electricity. Similarly, you take myself, my wife, or my kid, or neighbor, my boss, or my table, my phone, my house, or sun, or moon, or galaxy. You take anything, everything is operated by one single energy called divine energy. Realizing that presence of divinity in everything, everywhere, that is divine realization. But at the same time, actually last 2 years back, we with our friends, around 40 friends, we went to Georgia. And we all 40 from Qatar, and we 30 or 35 people. So we booked in one hotel, one bus, things like that. And everyone was taking a lot of required accessories like clothes, even food. Sometimes we don't know whether we get vegetarian food or whatever. So we were prepared to manage any kind of situation so that we enjoy those 10 days trip. Now, life is also something like that. Life is a journey, not a destination of achieving divine realization. Life is a journey. During our life journey, we need money, power, name and fame, people, pleasure to make our journey comfortable. Many make the journey too with additional purpose. What is that purpose? Gandhi had a purpose of to getting freedom for India. Maharishi had a purpose of to achieve world peace. Now, what is that purpose? How can we find? Of course, the main purpose, ultimate purpose is our divine realization. But when we 40 people went to Georgia, some of us, those who can crack jokes, means those who can sing, those who can dance, they all entertained the rest of the team, rest of the members during the journey. Similarly, every one of us is provided with a unique strength. We need to identify what is that unique strength I have by which I can help the society during my journey towards divine realization. If you can identify that particular unique strength, think about it, how can I make use of it towards the society? Then that would be your secondary purpose. Your primary purpose is divine realization, and the secondary purpose is make use of your own unique strength where you are very strong. Okay, how to find out my purpose? Suppose if I give you 500 crores, assume that 200 crore is given to your family to be taken care completely. You don't worry about your family. Now you have 300 crores. What you will do? How you would like to spend? In what way you want to spend this for the society? Then you will be able to find what is the passion you have in this life. That passion may be your strength. Make use of that strength or develop that skills so that you can make use of it for the benefit of society. If you can do it, your journey not only blissful, you make surrounding people also blissful. And that is called heaven. Heaven is not something beyond our sky. After death we go to hell or heaven. No way. Heaven is a place where I am also enjoying happiness and the people around me are also enjoying the happiness. As simple as that. So you can try to find out that, and by that we will be able to have a secondary purpose if you want to utilize your unique strength for the benefit of society. So with this, we conclude our homework questions. Now let's learn now. So far, what we have learned is, on the first day, we have to understood about ourselves thoroughly. So we understood we had three components: body, mind, and life force or life energy. And the purpose is divine realization. To achieve the divine realization, I have to raise my consciousness. As Mr. Muthayan answered, how can I achieve the purpose? I have to raise my consciousness. Why I have to raise my consciousness? Because dog doesn't choose whether I need masala dosa or puri, but we have a choice. If I make a right choice, I go towards my goal. If I make a wrong choice, I don't go towards my goal. So since I have the choices, now I have to raise my consciousness to take a right decision every minute. So I have to raise my consciousness. So now today we are going to raise our consciousness to the next step about the physical body. We said body, mind, and life force. Now today we will maybe, if not 360 degree, whatever best possible to understand about our physical body, we will learn it now in next 40 minutes. I'm going to share my PowerPoint. So now we are going to understand, we started with the life objective and what are the things which is required to be successful for life. Now we are going to target about only the physical body. I'm sure in one day we can't understand 360 degree, but at least you will be given an information what you should go and find out to complete that 360 degree about your physical body. But we will try to cover the essence of it. What we are going to learn today, what is good health? Why good health is important? Modern lifestyle. What is the relationship between modern lifestyle and my health? And importance of exercises. What is disease? Reasons for diseases. Factors contributing to disease. And what is this immunity called? And there is a beautiful yoga called Kayakalpa, which I am not going to explain anything about Kayakalpa, but I will give some hint what you should do to learn that. Let's go one by one all these subtopics now. Now, good health, I think I have already discussed the day before yesterday. The good health means it is not just absence of diseases. There are multi-dimensions for good health. According to World Health Organization, we already discussed good health means good physical health, good mental health, good social health, and good spiritual health. And many scholars added occupational health. If somebody is not good at office, it is also important. And mental health is, emotional health is also part of mental health, because emotion is a function of mind. But people make it in different ways, like emotional health, mental health separate. So, but anyway, this picture, you have to understand it has multi-dimension. It is not just about the physical body or absence of diseases. When we also, there are great scholars who says good health is most important for our life, because it is more than success, more than money, more than power, more than everything. Health is the best wealth in the world. And we know if health is gone, what will happen? We all know that what Steve Jobs of Apple said at the last part of his life. What is the use of having so much of name, fame, money, wealth, everything? If I have a stomach pain, I only have to suffer that pain. Nobody else can take my pain. I missed to focus on my physical body when I was healthy. But late realization. We should learn from those mistakes and from those great guys who shared with us. Now, good health is more important, most important. We all know that good health is most important, because that decides how good my life is. Now, is there any other reason other than whatever we discussed why health is important? I just want to know answer from one or two guys. Is there any other reason to have good health other than enjoying the life, other than, if I have money, then only I can eat everything, I can travel everywhere, I can be friendly with everyone, I can maintain good relationship, I can watch movies, anything? Is there any other reason other than these to have good health? Yes.
Karuna, he's not unmuting. No, I got to go with the second one. Deepesh.
Sir, actually, if our physical health is not at a good condition, our mental health will be spoiled, and our financial ability will go, and our part of the society will also be affected. So all aspects are affected by our physical health. If we are good at our physical health only, we can contribute everything to myself, my family, my society, everything.
Super.
All in one.
All are perfect. Excellent. Maybe one more.
Yeah, Shobana Devi Murthy.
Hi, sir. As the other person mentioned over there, if our physical health is good, only then the, the family that that we love, and to attain the divinity, as we said, like to do a lot to the society, we are not good enough physically. How we are going to move forward? Like we get stuck, and the purpose of life will not be meet there.
Congratulations. You got the points. Rather than enjoying the life, whatever my family, my position, my finance, everything is perfect. But unfortunately, I can't achieve my purpose of birth. My cycle of birth will continue. Unnecessarily, it is going to take another birth, another birth, another birth. Already, I don't know how many of my birth today, right? So there is an important reason. Our sages are great people. Of course, this poem is in Tamil, but I have translated in my little knowledge of English, which says, to get purified from the burdens of imprints, consciously took this body. After born in this land, I forgot myself. I forgot my imprints. Oh, divine, forgot you too. Immerse in me to liberate. What this author says, because I had some karma, I am born. And I am born consciously. But after my birth, I forgot myself, I forgot my karma, I forgot God also. Now please come and stay within me and liberate me from this. That's what the poem says. In fact, if we think, it is, we need to remember this poem, because this will remind the purpose why I am born and what I am supposed to do. The divinity is there everywhere, right? Unless it comes inside me, how I will realize it? Actually, it need not come with me. It need not come to me. It is already there, but we have put a lot of dust over it. We have to remove those unwanted things which is hiding ourselves or separating ourselves from the divine. So that is what we need to do. Great answer. Thank you so much. Let's go move on. Now, what is good health? We have learned it. Why good health is important? We have seen it. Now, modern lifestyle. What is the problem in modern lifestyle? Compared to my grandfather, he died only 4-5 years before, and at the age of 93, he did not have specs. He could read newspaper. He was going in a bicycle to take bath in the nearby river in Tirunelveli. Whether I will be able to do it, my God, now the resistivity, immunity, compared to my father, I am 75% or only 75% of what my father had. And my kid, maybe 50% of what I have. What is it something wrong here? Why the immunity is going down? The modern lifestyle accounts or contributes to that. We need to take care of that. What is that modern lifestyle? All these gadgets. We reduced our movements. We reduced our activities. Earlier days when I was kid, I have to walk for 2 kilometers to go to the nearest river to take a bath, to wash the cloth and come with the 2 kudam. I don't know what's that in English, but we have to bring water to the home, the good water. So every day, minimum 3 kilometer walking with the heavy things on our shoulders, and then later bicycle. Now nothing. We have to do walking in a treadmill at home. We pay money and buy it, and then no. So the modern lifestyle reduces our body movements, which accounts for health issues. Technology, not only these big equipments, even technology like mobile phone, computers, TV. My God, it took a lot of our energy, lot of our physical movements. Physical activity is very, very less. And we become addicted to it. And also so much of information which is going to our brain compared to my father or my grandfather. They used to hear only the radio news. Every day, 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock, 10 minutes news or 15 minutes news. Now everybody is complaining. What is this corona? Is a negative word all around. So much of information is fed to our brain from birth. All this brain gets clogged. Stress. 3-year-old child has a stress. And 105-year-old adult has a stress. What kind of life we are living? So I'm not saying negative here, but I am just highlighting the issues what we have, the challenges what we have. I am going to address how we have to overcome that. So now importance of exercises. Let's go to the why exercises are important. Because lack of activity, which we have already discussed. We know health is the best wealth, and we have to achieve the purpose of birth. And if I have to go to from Tirunelveli to Chennai or Tirunelveli to Madurai, I need to take a taxi. If I take a taxi is a vehicle, I am using it, right? And if the taxi is not good, I will tell the driver, I'm sorry, your taxi is not good. I will take another taxi. I will go to Madurai. Sorry, stop here, pay the money and get out, and I will take another taxi. Now, my soul, my spirit, my life force, my life energy took my physical body as a taxi to achieve its purpose, which is divine realization. If my soul thinks that I am not maintaining my taxi, my physical body, it leaves my body. As simple as that. It could be accident, it could be a sick, or it could be chronic disease, anything except aging. So now if that vehicle, if that taxi is not maintained properly, then I am not doing justice to the soul who is a passenger in this vehicle. And place of divine is also inside my body. I have to keep it clean. If I get my friend for dinner to my home, I keep at least the hall clean and neat. And if divinity is to be there in me, my inside body also should be clean. If we think for a minute, when I cleansed my mixie, the stomach, in the last 40 years, when I cleansed it, I have been using ice 20 hours or 16 hours every day. When I serviced my eyes, when I serviced my kidney, when I serviced my heart, if we ask a question, maybe we may be very neat externally. We may clean our home very frequently. But how often we service our organs? Where divine is to be there. Divine should stay there. And modern lifestyle prevents us from doing that. And the too much of competitive world also, everybody is rushing. We all are today's, everything is in a rush. Everything is in a rush. Indirectly, directly, it stresses every cell in our body. So we have to have some exercises which balances all the cells, all the circulations in our body. If exercises are not done, then we get into problem because of all the reasons whatever we learned so far, modern lifestyle, purpose of birth, etc., etc. Now let's talk about disease. Exercises, just for your information, we can't teach you any exercise online, though our exercises are very, very, very simple. YouTube videos are there with the demonstration in English as well as in Tamil and in few other languages, I guess so. So you can search in YouTube Maharishi exercises, I'm sure you will get it. Otherwise, when things are normal, you can go to the nearest Sky Center and learn the exercise. This exercise takes only 40 minutes to complete all 9 exercises. Wonderful exercises. Wonderful exercises. I used to do Yogasana since 1980. After coming to our system also, I thought, what is this? Maharishi exercises are very simple. No, Yogasana is very powerful. Standing on my head, wow, I enjoyed it. Later I realized which is better. Why this has no side effects. So please learn these exercises from the nearest Sky Center. And if I can't invest time to do exercise for my health, who can save us? So we have to take care of it. Now the next topic we will go something about diseases. What is disease? We need to, as I said, life at 360 degree. Now body at 360 degrees centigrade. So 360 degree. So now disease. What is disease? There is a theory of iceberg of disease. As you can see the picture. If you put a small ice in a glass of water or anywhere, in a pond or ocean or anywhere, only some 10% of the ice will not get sink. Means it will not be inside. It will not be immersed fully. It is outside, as you can see in the slide. And 80% or 90% of the ice is below the water and 10% is above the water. What is the theory of iceberg? This theory of iceberg applied to many issues, but for disease also it is applied. What this theory of iceberg on diseases tells us is that what the doctors can see through symptoms or the diseases, what doctors are telling, like, yeah, you have diabetes, you have heart attack, it means your heart is blocked, or cancer or stroke, anything what doctor says based on the symptoms, symptomatic disease, it is only 10%. No disease can come in 1 minute. Believe this. No disease can come in 1 minute. I took ice cream, for example, today morning I took ice cream. I got cold. If I think ice cream caused me the cold, I am so stupid. I am so sorry to tell you, because already the passage was filled with water already, 90%. The ice cream added only 10%. And when it crossed the limit, I got a cold. But I say, oh, ice cream is not at all good for me. Whenever I take ice cream, I get cold. Not at all. That 90%, what the physician doesn't see, what doctors don't see, what the pre-symptomatic disease, we can't see any symptom, but it is started. It is there, but I don't see it. We need to understand that 90% of that. If I don't understand it, if I don't work on it, only after doctor says my kidney had failed 60%, then it is too late to fix it. I have to somehow live with that condition, maybe a little bit better or worse. So we need to understand what is exactly the bottom portion. Again, medical science says what the symptomatic diseases are: diabetes, heart disease, cancer, arthritis, all that is written on the top. Underlying causes: hormonal imbalance, detoxification, inflammatory imbalances, structural imbalances, You know the structural imbalances. There is another statistics which says that if I always use right leg while standing, automatically my physical structure is disturbed. There is an imbalance in my structure that can cause disease also. Digestive imbalance, all that you can see in the slide. And the bottommost is written toxic emotions, anger, fear, all that. These are all, it will not cause you any disease immediately, but it works to create chronic diseases. So underlying causes we need to understand. But all those underlying, how I will know what I should do? Sir, how do I know whether my hormone is imbalanced, detoxification is there, and inflammatory imbalance is there, structural imbalance is there? How I know? There are only 10 written there. There could be 50 underlying causes, including like corona. If corona is inside my lungs, that can cause the same problem. I will come to know the symptoms after 5 days or 6 days. That's what today experts say that. But 5 days, it is doing something inside my body. No symptom at all. So how can I know underlying causes? What exactly disease is? Let's understand now the root cause for disease. Now let's understand a simple concept. If you see your house, any building, there are 3 things which are very important for any building. One is the foundation. If the foundation is not good, building will get collapsed. And the second one is the bricks, which is used to construct the house building. So bricks or concrete blocks. And the third most important is the cement, which is binding the bricks together. If these 3 things are not good in quantity and quality, the building will collapse immediately, or maybe after 100 years or after 200 years. If the design of the building is 300 years, the building should live healthily, without any crack, without any issue. These 3 are most important. Something similar to that building, my physical body is another building. The design for my physical body is 120 years. I don't want to have any crack in my physical body. That means any disease in my physical body. What are the 3 important things which are very important? What are the 3 things which are very important for the health of my physical body? Here, foundation, bricks, and cement. Today, we are going to discuss only about the bricks part. Cement and the foundation. You may have to, once the corona issue is over, you have to go to the nearest Sky Center and ask for Kayakalpa class. In that Kayakalpa yoga practice, which is 3.5 hours course, 2 hours they will spend in theory to make you understand what is this foundation, what is that cement which is binding the cells. That you will understand when you go to your nearest Sky Center to learn Kayakalpa yoga. Today we will discuss about that bricks. What are we made up of? This building is made up of bricks. What are we made up of? Everything in our physical body, you take kidney or heart or lungs or hair or nail or finger, anything you take, it is made up of a brick. What is that single thing? Anybody can anyone answer? Non-Sky member, please.
Okay, I got an Chetana.
Yeah, I think it's made up of bones.
Okay. Anyone else?
Lakshmi Gayatri.
They are cells.
Good, very nice, superb. Everything is made up of cells. Even bones are made up of cells. Lungs are made up of cells. Blood is made up of cells. Red blood cells, white blood cells. Nerves are made up of cells. Everything is made up of cells. And the typical cross-sectional view of cell. We might have studied this in biology in 6th standard or 7th standard. You see the cell here, this is a cell. Every cell is like a city. Whatever you see in the city, inside it is there. Power plant is there, transportation is there, communication is there, drainage is there, the police force is there. Everything is there inside a cell. You know, the group of cells or thousands of cells together is called tissues. Group of tissues are called organs. Group of organs are called system. For example, if I take digestive system, the digestive system does only two jobs. One, absorb the nutrients. Second, throw out the waste. That's it. Food has two things. One, nutrients. The second is the waste. Absorb the nutrients, eliminate the waste. That is the purpose of digestive system. Digestive system consists of different organs like mouth, food pipe, stomach, large intestine. All those organs are there in digestive system. And every organ is made up of tissue. Every tissue is made up of cells. As simple as that. And we have many different systems in our body, like digestive system, circulatory system, eliminatory system, respiratory system, drainage system, reproductive system. All we have different systems in our body. Each system has different organs. Each organ is made up of tissues. Each tissue is made up of cell. Now, doctors can identify a disease. For example, ulcer in my stomach. Doctor says, wow, you have ulcer. Now, what does that mean? Doctors found that there is an ulcer in the stomach lining. Now, before the stomach gets disease, what should have got affected is the tissues in the stomach. Before the tissues, the cells must have got affected. Now, if I ask a question, what is disease? Disease means dis plus ease, lack of ease. Something is lacking. What is lacking? We need to find out. But disease, lack of something. What is that lack of something? Now the cell is not doing its job properly in the stomach. If the cell doesn't do its job, obviously tissue will not do its work. When tissue doesn't work, the stomach will not work. When stomach doesn't work, obviously we will have ulcer or any problems related to the stomach. Doctors will tell after doing the diagnosis. So now, if I ask a question, where disease starts? Not in stomach. Of course, in stomach, but at cell level. Where disease starts? Cell. When disease will start? When cell fails. When cell will fail? I don't know. We have to know when cell will fail. Unless I know when cell will fail, I can't have good health. Now let's understand when cell will fail. Don't think cell means the cell which is in the jail or telephone. The cell is like a brick in our body. Now this picture says, you know, cells, group of cells, tissues, group of tissues, organs, group of organ systems, and many systems are constituting the body. It says 300 billion new cells every day are produced. Every day, 300 billion new cells are produced because 300 billion cells are dying and new cells are produced. You can refer any biology book or any science book or Google, you will know. Every minute, 200 million. Then what is that, this information? Why I am sharing this information to you? Why I should know? But okay, so what? What's the problem? Yeah, every minute 200 million cells are dying, 200 million cells are produced. So what? Why I should know? Very important to know this information, because the cell in my skin dies every 20 days. The cell in my stomach dies every 2 days. The cell in the nervous system or any nerve dies after 100 years. The cell's life is different for different organs. So what does that tells me? If I have a skin problem, the cell in my skin dies in 20 days. That means if I start doing things rightly, it is quite possible that the new cell after 20 days, which is produced in the cell, in the skin, we can make it all right. We can fix that problem in 20 days. If the cell in my stomach lives only for 2 days, if I do the right actions, maybe after 2 days, the new cell which is born, it will not have the same defect. So the disease is cured. So how fast I can cure my diseases depends on the life of the cell. Now the most complicated thing is the cell life in our nervous system. 100 years. If I damage any cell in my nerve today, I have to live with that cell throughout my life. You can't fix it. After 100 years, maybe it's possible. So what does that tell me? If I have any disease related to nervous system, let it be simple migraine to paralysis, is very difficult to get 100% cure from it. And we know it. Medical doctors, they say clearly, migraine, you have to live with the tablet. Nothing. You don't get, the moment sound is coming, the moment lights are coming, please don't do that. Take a tablet. Every tablet has a side effect. So we have to understand this, and we have to do a special exercise to strengthen the nervous system, because the cell in the nerves dies only after 100 years. If it gets damaged, I have to live with it. Remember this statement. You have to learn some exercise to strengthen the nervous system. Kaya Kalpa Yoga improves your nervous system. Please learn Kaya Kalpa exercise, which takes only 7 days a minute. Now, we know that there are different systems. I already discussed lymphatic system, respiratory system, digestive system, urinary system, all that we know it. Now let's come back when cell will fail and why cell fails. If I know it, I can achieve good health in my life. Now, if I have to explain in a very simple language, I am an engineer. So let me use some engineering terms like inputs and outputs. If I want a coffee, I need milk, coffee powder, sugar, utensil, fire, and I need my wife to make coffee. And also my wife should know how to make coffee. And also my wife should have interest to make the coffee. Then only I will get coffee. Now, all the raw materials, they are called as inputs. And coffee is the output. And wife is making the coffee. She should know it. She should have interest to do it. Correct? Now, come back to our cell. The cell is like my wife. Wife may not know how to make coffee. Thank God, 99.9% of the cells in our body knows what it should do. And it also has interest to do it. 24 hours non-stop it is working, even if I sleep. So no such problem what I may have with my wife to make a coffee when I want it. So cell knows what to do, and cell has interest to do its job, provided the inputs are there for the cell. If there is no milk, no coffee powder, no coffee possible, and cell will not do its job. If cell doesn't do its job, cell fails, disease starts. As simple as that. Now, what are those input for the cell? Can any non-Sky members guess what would be the input for every cell in my body? The cell in the heart, cell in my hair, cell in my kidney, cell in my finger, any cell you take. These 5 are the inputs for the cell to do its job. Can anyone guess?
Okay, again, same. D. Mutayan.
So is it a proper nutrition?
Very good, excellent, very nice, super, proper, very good. And next one?
D. Guru.
Hi, air, water.
Okay, great. Next one?
Yeah. Sahana's iPhone.
To provide immunity to the body.
What is that, to provide immunity? My question is, what is the input for the cells? Immunity is also provided by the cells. There are T cells, beta cells, which is accounting for my immune system.
Harini.
I have no immune. Yeah, please, next one.
The
Right.
cells get their energy from the Panchabhutam.
Okay. Okay, great. Now, let's understand now. what are the inputs for the cell to do its job? There are three important inputs for the cell. One is blood circulation, heat circulation, air circulation. Now the blood circulation, why we call that as a circulation? The blood has to reach every cell. If the blood doesn't reach any cell, cell will fail. That is why it is called as blood circulation. Now blood has lot of nutrients, as someone answered it. It has vitamins, minerals, oxygen. It has so many things which is required for every cell to do its job. The second one is air. Air circulation. Air is also very important for every cell to do its job. If there is any lack of air or poor quality of air, there is a serious problem to the cells. Cells will fail. And the third is heat circulation. If I have to make a coffee, the room temperature should be nice to do the job. I can't make coffee in a boiler. I can't make a coffee inside a refrigerator. No way it is possible, right? Similarly, the cell will work in a particular temperature range. We all know that our body temperature is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. If the temperature is plus or minus 3 degree, the cell works. If the temperature goes above or goes below, then the cell fails. So the temperature is also very important, and the temperature also heat circulation. For example, if my leg is very cold and above stomach is very hot, serious problem. The entire body, the heat circulation should be uniform and should be properly reaching every cell in the body, like blood circulation, air circulation. And also the fourth one is called energy circulation or biomagnetic circulation. We already learned, we realized the presence of biomagnetic energy day before yesterday by having a hand experiment. Nothing is free in this world. The cell also produces energy, but it needs energy to produce its energy, right? So biomagnetic energy. And there is fifth one. It is called as the life force or life energy or soul or spirit. If these circulations are not proper, cell will fail. That means the cell will not produce the coffee. What is the coffee here? The output here? Every cell produces biochemical. Medical science says hormones, biochemicals. Hundreds and hundreds of biochemicals are produced in our body by every cell. The cell in the brain produces one chemical, cell in my eye produces another chemical, cell in the heart produces different chemical. If the chemical produced in my tongue is not correct, I may not be able to sense the taste. If the cell in my eye is not good, I can't see things properly. If the cell doesn't do its job in my kidney, it will not do its filtering job. So for cell to work, these 5 things are important. Then only the biochemical will be all right. Otherwise, tissue will not work, organ will not work, system will not work 100%. Now we know what is the input, and now we also know what is the output. Now we may have a doubt, what is this new thing we learn now? I have been studying biology for 10 years. I have never learned that this is the fundamental thing which is causing the disease. Disease starts at cell level. And when cell will fail, if the 3 circulations are not proper, blood circulation, heat circulation, air circulation. If these 3 are disturbed, automatically biomagnetic energy circulation and life force circulation will be disturbed. Now, is this right? What I am saying, don't just simply accept it. You have to think. Is there anyone who doesn't believe whatever I have explained about a cell? You can raise a hand. If anyone who doesn't accept, who doesn't believe what I am saying, let me give some proof for it. If I am sick, I go to a doctor. What doctor does first? First he checks the blood pressure. So blood is tested. Then he checks, he puts a stethoscope on the chest and back to see whether my airflow is okay or not okay. And then he also puts the thermometer in my mouth to see what is my body temperature. Simple. So first, before diagnosis, doctor checks my blood circulation, heat circulation, air circulation. If somebody is not coming to the doctor by walking, his energy level is very bad. So first he gives glucose, which is biomagnetic energy circulation. And if somebody doesn't have life force, he is dead. He will not start any diagnosis at all. So the fifth circulation is not there. The life force circulation, the spirit or the soul is not there. So what doctor does, he also checks all these five. And if you take Ayurveda, if you take Siddha, they say the root cause for all diseases, imbalance in these three: Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Kapha is blood circulation, Pitta is heat circulation, Vata is air circulation. If anything, any disturbance in these three, that is the root cause for all diseases. Now, let's come back to the same doctor. After diagnosis, what he does, he writes medicines. And what are those medicines? Biochemicals. Nothing but biochemicals. If I have a headache, he gives paracetamol. Now, let me ask you to think for a minute. When doctor gives me paracetamol, is this okay to take paracetamol? Yeah, now I have a headache. I took Panadol or paracetamol. Gone. Headache is gone in 1 minute. Now I can watch 2 movies continuously. Am I doing right to my physical body? Can any non-Sky members answer this question? Am I doing the right thing if I take paracetamol for my headache? Always Mr. Mutayan is in the front. Thank you. Yes.
Sir, you said our cells have self-healing capacity more than 90%.
Okay.
So we must leave some time for the cells to rejuvenate themselves.
Great. Excellent. Next one.
Subramanian.
Yes.
Next one, Gayatri. Hello.
Okay. Next.
Yes.
Sir, I think we are just diagnosing the disease temporarily. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
go. No, she went. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go ahead.
Okay.
I think she said correctly. It's a temporary. Now, see, first of all, why I had the headache. Doctors, they know very well. If I have headache in my head, there is a chemical called A, which is missing, which is not produced in my head. So doctor prescribes paracetamol. I give A, the chemical A, through a tablet, and headache is gone. But why A is not produced in the first place? Why my head did not produce the chemical A? Who has to check this? Who has to find out the root cause for my headache? Doctors? No way. Because it is impossible for them. Simply because the headache could be because I was fighting with my wife last night. Or maybe the whole 1 month I was fully in tension in the office. Or I was working for a project and I couldn't sleep very well for the last 1 month. That could have caused a headache. Or I simply went for a dinner, I took a lot of food and one of the food made allergy to me and then now I have a headache. How doctors will know? What is the reason for not having chemical A in my head? Without knowing, if I take paracetamol, it's only a quick fix, temporary solution. Problem number 1. Problem number 2. The chemical A which is produced in head is good only for head. But if I take paracetamol through mouth, it goes to the stomach and it goes to the blood. Now the blood carries that and it goes to every cell in the body. And if you read the prescription of paracetamol, side effect is written. It affects our liver. The chemical A is good for head but not good for liver. You take any tablet, 99% of the tablet, read the prescription, what is the side effect? Because something good for one organ need not be good for other organs. But I am not saying allopathy is not at all good. Allopathy is extremely good. If the disease is chronic, if something is emergency or something is like accident happened, definitely not for all. You have to think when, where, how. You have to identify the root cause of headache. Unless you identify and you fix it, you take the tablet, what will happen? The cell is so intelligent. The cell is so intelligent, it thinks, my God, I don't have enough, for example, air circulation. I am not able to produce chemical A. This idiot is giving me paracetamol. And what I am supposed to do? I am supposed to convert and produce A. But this guy is feeding from mouth. This is paracetamol, chemical A. I don't need to do my job. No. He is stupid. I am not stupid. What cell will do? Oh my God. Again you are giving me tablet. No, I will make it ineffective. The cell will disregard. It will not consider the tablet next time when you take it. Now what will happen? Doctor might have given 50 milligram paracetamol. After 6 months, he has to increase the dose to 100 milligram. Now cell will work now. Because you are giving too much dosage, now cell will think, what is this guy is doing? My God. Then it will struggle a lot to make it also ineffective. Then 100 will become 200, 200 will become 300, 300 will become 500, then it will become 1 gram, only direct injection. Otherwise headache will not go. Now what are we doing here? All our great scholars said, human body has inherent capability in terms of energy and consciousness to heal our problems naturally. Most of the cases. We have to only aid them, if not disturb it by doing like this. If we don't do this, the cells will keep on trying to do its best, and dosage, if any dosage is increased for you, think twice what I am doing. Am I doing right? But let me give you a small warning as well. If it is a HRT, I don't know whether all of you know, hormone replacement therapy. There is no other choice. You have to live with that hormone tablet. It is very difficult. Okay, so leaving aside, now what we understood, the root cause for all diseases is the disturbance in the biochemicals. Why biochemicals are disturbed? Cells are not doing its job. Why cells are not doing its job? 3 circulations are not improper. Not proper. What do you mean by not proper? If any of the circulation is overflowing, underflowing, or blocked, or poor in quality, anything, it can cause cell to fail. Any circulation, blood circulation, heat circulation, or air circulation. If it is too much, problem. Too less, problem. Blocked, it is not going to my finger, problem. Or poor in quality, problem. Any of that can cause cell to fail, tissue to fail, organ to fail, disease will come. And the disturbance in the biochemical is the fundamental root cause for all diseases in the body. We have to make sure that biochemicals are not disturbed. This is another sketch by medical science. See, we are made up of 62% water, as you can see on the top of this. What are the compositions we are made up of, right? 62% water, 16% protein, and left 6% minerals, and 16% fat, and 1% carbohydrate. And if you see on the left side, oxygen, 65%. Oxygen, we need 65%. Now, what is most important in all my exercise? Breathing exercise. If we don't do any breathing exercise, because our body needs 65% oxygen, as per this medical science analysis, then we are in a problem. The statistics also says that, not statistics, research says that if a couple, husband and wife, sleeps in 10 by 10 room, with air conditioner on, with the bedroom door closed, in 4 hours, the oxygen level is not sufficient for human being. It is less. Please keep the ventilation on, door open. Otherwise, fresh air will not come. If oxygen level is less during the 6 hours of sleep or 8 hours of sleep, assume what will happen. The cell will starve. It cannot do its job. Slowly the resistivity will come down. Our energy level will come down. Please take care of all these things, small things. Make a change in your life, how you live. Small things. It will impact a lot on your good health. Okay, now we know that. I am just summarizing it, whatever we learned so far. How cells work and what is required for proper functioning of cells. Blood circulation, heat circulation, air circulation, biomagnetic circulation, and life force circulation. How body, okay, this I have not covered this. I said the root cause for disease is disturbance in the biochemicals, which is the output of cell. There are six root causes which can cause disturbance to the biochemical. Okay, there are 6 root causes. You have to know all 6. Then only you can work on it to make sure we have good health. You have good health. What are those 6 causes? I am going to tell you only 3 now, or 5 I will tell you. Food. The food we take is very important for the cells. If it doesn't have enough nutrients, blood will not have the nutrients, cell will not have the nutrients. So the quality of food, quantity of food, everything is important. And then whatever actions we do from morning to night, the work you do, the rest you take, even the sexual action, all these things account for your actions. Whatever you do from morning to night is very important. And the third is thought force. What you think all the time. That is also very important. If you always think negatively, then that is going to drain your energy. That will be causing problem to our, it will cause chemical disturbances, biochemical disturbances. If your thought is emotional or negative, there is a stress hormone which is produced in the body. And doctor says that. So thought is also very important. These 3 reasons, root causes, are under my control. The 4th one is a hereditary. If my father has diabetes, I am likely to get diabetes. Genes. Our guru says genetic center. There is a database in our body. In every cell, there is a database. The cell knows what to do, when to fail, what to do, all that. If my father has diabetes, the cell in my pancreas knows, hey, no, I should not work after 40 years. This is what I am programmed. And it will start failing it. That is also one of the reasons, hereditary reasons or genetic center or karma or genes. My homework question to you for tomorrow, think, search in Google or anywhere, what are the other 2 reasons which is not in my hand, not in my control, which can also cause disturbance to the biochemicals or indirectly diseases. Hope I am clear in my question. The question is this: disease is nothing but the disturbance to biochemicals. There are 3 root causes: food, action, thought, which is under my control. There are 3 more causes which is not in my control. One is genes. What are the other 2 root causes which is not in my control, causing disturbance to my biochemicals in the body? This is my first homework question. The second homework question, today we learned something about my physical body. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about our mind. So my homework question is, think why mind is not in my control. Why mind is like a monkey. Think, search, anywhere, any book you read it, please discuss with among your family members as well, exchange your views, come to a conclusion, share your thoughts in the group.